Good afternoon, dear students. My name is Gulim Kuatbekovna. My surname is Kuanishbek. I'm the lecturer of the discipline, the legal system of the Republic of Kazakhstan. The topic that we're going to discuss today is a legal basis of business law. Okay, let's continue to another slide. What is plan of our presentation? Legal foundations of entrepreneurial activity. Entrepreneurial activity is the synonym of the statement business law. At first, we will discuss what is entrepreneurship. At the second point, we will discuss what is legal foundations of entrepreneurship. Third, organizational and legal forms of entrepreneurship. Fourth, how to start your own business. And the fifth, entrepreneurial or business code of our country. So, at first we need to know, we need to learn by heart what is entrepreneurship or entrepreneurial activity. It is an initiative, independent activity of citizens without the formation of a legal entity aimed at obtaining profit or personal income carried out on their own behalf, at their own risk and under their property responsibility, or on behalf of someone else's and under someone's property responsibility. An entrepreneur can carry out any types of economic activity if they are not prohibited by law from the moment of state registration as an individual entrepreneur. We know that everything and every part of history has its own steps, has its own following periods. At first, you need to know that since the beginning of the formation of independent Kazakhstan, the history of state measures to support entrepreneurship can be divided into the following periods. So we have 6 periods. The first period starts in 1992. It was till 1994. And the last 6th period is from 2008, and it is lasting till the present time. I will send this online presentation to you, and you will study the presentation more properly at home after lecture. So don't be mind and don't be nervous. I hope that you will study it at home, okay? So, the sources of business law: Constitution, Civil Code, Tax Code, Budget Code, Code of Administrative Offenses, and the Criminal Code. The laws: on state registration of legal entities and individual entrepreneurs, on licensing certain types of activities, on joint stock companies, on production cooperatives, on financial and industrial groups. So, the following main stages of support for the formation of small businesses in Kazakhstan can be distinguished. You need to know that on December 11, 1990, the law of the Kazakh SSR on freedom of economic activity and the development of entrepreneurship in the Kazakh SSR was adopted. So this document is a kind of provement that Kazakhstan wanted to support entrepreneurial activity even in 1990. Then, on July 4, 1992, the law of the Republic of Kazakhstan on the protection and support of public entrepreneurship was adopted. It's a kind of basic law in this sphere. According to the Civil Code of our country, entrepreneurial activity is an independent activity carried out at its own risk, aimed at the systematic receipt of profit from the use of property, the sale of goods, the performance of work, or the provision of services by persons registered in this capacity, in the manner prescribed by law. So, here are the following principles of entrepreneurship legal regulation: freedom of business, proactive and independent activity, profit is the main goal of entrepreneurial activity, legal equality of various forms of ownership used in the business, legality in business, freedom of competition and restriction of monopolistic activities, state regulation of entrepreneurial activity. If we speak about the government regulation of business activities, we may say that it is divided into direct and indirect. What about the entrepreneurship functions? Resource, organizational, and creative. Entrepreneurship is divided into subjects and objects. Objects is any kind of economic activity, commercial mediation, trade and purchasing, innovative consulting activities, operations with securities. Subjects are private persons, various associations such as joint stock companies, cooperatives, and sure, the state. So, entrepreneurs are divided into legal entities and into individuals. Legal entities are divided into commercial legal entities and non-profit legal entities. So, the legal entity is an organization which has a separate property, responsible for its obligation with this property, can acquire property and personal non-property rights on its own behalf, can be a plaintiff and a defendant in the court, and the legal entity must have an independent balance sheet or estimate. Forms of legal entities: commercial organizations and non-profit organizations. Types of entrepreneurship. There are following types: product, commercial, financial, intermediary, and insurance business. The nature of these types of entrepreneurship you may study at home. Look at the slide, please, or do the print screen of the presentation. So, types of firms: individual or private entrepreneurship, partnership, cooperative, and corporation. So when I made this presentation, I decided to make a types of firms and to take into consideration advantages and disadvantages of individual firm, of partnership, of joint stock company. Here you may find some pluses and minuses of the partnership in the whole. So, very interesting question and very controversial issue, how to start your own business, the stages nowadays in our country. At first is a justification of entrepreneurial ideas. The second is determination of the composition of the founders and the organizational and legal form for the future organization. Development of the name of a commercial organizations. Registration of documents, general provisions, legal status of the created enterprise, state registration. The state registration process should not take more than 5 working days from the date of submission of documents. It is really necessary to know. Then I prepared a business code overview for you. Here is very useful information. You need to know that on October 29, 2015, the President of the Republic of Kazakhstan, Nursultan Nazarbayev, signed the Entrepreneurial Code of the Republic of Kazakhstan, which came into force on January 1st, 2016, and entails significant changes in the general base of the legislation of the Republic of Kazakhstan. So, the first code was started in 2011 and strengthened in 2014. You need to know this too. There is the structure of the code, which says that the code consists of 7 sections, 31 chapters, and 324 articles. Then relationship between the business and civil codes. Here is the end of our presentation. I want to say thank you for your attention. Thank you for your attendance. Wish you good luck. See you on the next week. Goodbye, dear students.